Hello and welcome to the microcomputer application series. Welcome back. If it's not your first time. If you can, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And smash the like button and leave us a comment. And if you're unable to do that, just take less than a minute to create your free YouTube account so you can interact with other YouTubers and better find the videos that you're looking for. Alright, so today we're going to talk about Microsoft Access. We're going to go over the 2A simulation training. Before we do, just be notified that the files and everything that we're using does not contain real information on any person or persons. It's just a simulation with made up information so that we can use it to learn the software. Alright, so let's dive on into our Microsoft Applications 2A simulation. And just like the others, make sure that you check your spelling and have everything capitalized and everything like that, with punctuations as well. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is opening an existing database and resolving security alerts. So from the document folder, double click the 8002A instructor course file. So here we're going to click on open other files, and it's going to automatically take us to this browse folder. So let's click and browse, and then the file that we're looking for is here. Like I said, this is a simulation folder. It doesn't contain any true information on any person or persons. So you can either double click on it, or if you click once like I did, make sure the file name appears here and then click open. And then on the message bar, notice the security warning and click enable content. So here's your security warning and here's your enable content. Click that. And that's it for number one. Number two deals with selecting the tables and common field to establish the table relationship. So click the database tools tab, and then in the relationship group, click relationships. So here's the database tools tab, here's the relationship group, and here's relationships. Alright. So in the show table dialog box, with the 2A instructors table selected, click add. So 2A instructor is selected, so we're going to click add. And then in the show table dialog box, double click the 2A schedule table to add it to the relationship window. So here, double click the 2A schedule, double click that, and then just show table dialog box, click close, so close that. So basically what it did, it shows you two ways to open or to put these items here. One is to select it and click add. The other one is to double click. All right. So next, in the 2A instructor field list, point to the lower right corner and of the field list, and then holding down the left mouse button, drag downward and to the right to increase the height and width of the field list until all the field names display. So here, a little to the right, I'm going to drag it down and all of them are displayed. And then here on the same thing, the 2A instructor list, actually 2A instructor list is still asking me to do that. So let's go ahead and see if it'll. Sometimes this one gets kind of goofy, so alright, did it do it? Yep, so it did. So you got to play with it a little bit, make it a little wider, make it a little bigger. So now it finally did, because now it's saying in the 2A scheduled field list, point to the lower right corner of the field list, and then holding down the left mouse button, drag downwards and to the right to increase the height and width of the field list until all the field name display. Same thing over here. Let's get this here and see, did it jump? There it jumped now. So once it jumps, in the 2A instructor table, point to the instructor ID and then holding down the left mouse button, drag the field name downward and to the right into the 2A scheduled field list until the pointer's arrows is on top of the instructor ID. Release the mouse button. So, alright. So here's the 2A instructor ID. So I select that. Now I'm going to hold down the left mouse button and drag it on down to this instructor ID. Here it is. So here you go. You see what that little plus is underneath my arrow? When you see that, I can release the left mouse button and it created that relationship. That's it for number two. Alright, in the Edit Relationship dialog box, click to select the Enforce Referential Integrity checkbox. And then also in the Edit Relationship dialog box, basically it's telling you click these three boxes. It has the name of them: Enforce Referential Integrity, cascade update related fields, and cascade deleted related records. All right, so did that. And then now it wants us to click the create button. Click the create button and we create that relationship. And that's it for number 3. Number 4 is saving a relationship report. So on the design tab in the tools group, click relationship report. So here's the design tab. Here's the tools group, and here's relationship report. Let's click that. On the print preview tab in the page size group, click margins. So we're on the print preview tab. Here's the page size group, and here's margins. So click that arrow, and then it wants us to click normal, and we did. And on the quick access toolbar, click save. Here's the quick access toolbar. Here's the save. Click that, and in the save as dialog box with relationships for 2A instructors courses displayed, click OK. So, all right, so we'll just leave that on there and click OK. And we're done with number 4. All right, moving on to number 5. In the navigation pane, double-click your 2A instructor table to display in a data sheet view. All right, so let's go over here. Is our 2A instructor table? It's here. So let's right-click that, and then select Design View. There's several ways to put it in Design View, but this is the way we were asked specifically. Let's see what I did wrong. In the navigation pane, double-click your 2A. Oh, double-click it. Sorry. Double-click it. And it already put it in Design View for me, so I didn't have to change that. So on the left side of the first record, instructor ID 1224567, click plus to display the related records in a sub-data sheet. So let's go here. So it's already selected, and let's hit this plus. All right, and it's complete. So it's just like anything else. When you hit the plus, it'll expand it. So in the sub-data sheet for the first record, click minus sign to collapse the sub-data sheet. So let's go here, click this minus sign, and it'll collapse it for us. In the first record, in the instructor ID, select the data 1224567 and type, let's find it first, it's already selected for us. So let's type in the 8224567 and press the down arrow. And everything else is filled out for us. All right, scroll to the last few records in 2A instructor table on the left side of the record for the instructor ID on 6145288. Professor Ivory Clark. Click plus to display the subsheet. Notice that the instructor is scheduled to teach one course. So let's go down and find it. Here it is, Ivory Clark. So it wants us to click the plus, but we have to find it because it's not lined up. One way to do that is if you click on this right here, Simply Spot, it'll show you. So these are way off. So let's go down to the bottom to get lined up properly. 1, 2, 3. Let's try this one, and that is the correct one. The third one from the bottom. So this plus is the one you got to hit to open it up. All right, so click that plus, and when you scroll back down, you'll see that he's got that one class that he's teaching. All right, now it wants to click to collapse the sub-data sheet for the same record, instructor ID 6145288. Point to the record selector box and then click to select the record. So let's collapse it first by clicking the minus. Let's go back to that third from the bottom, 1, 2, 3. Make sure it's selected and the record is selected. On the Home tab in the Records group, click Delete. Home tab, Records, Delete. And then in the message box, click Yes. The related record in the 2A Schedule tab is automatically deleted. Let's click that Yes. All right. That was it for number 6. Number 7, sorting records in a table in ascending or descending order. In the 2A Instructor tab, or in the 2A Instructor table, which is right here, 2A Instructor table, click the department arrow and then click Sort A to Z. There's our there's sort A to Z right there. On the Home tab, in the Sort and Filter group, click Remove to remove sort to clear the sort and return the records to default sort order, which is by the primary key field instructor ID. Right, so let's go to Home tab, we're there, Sort and Filter, and let's go Remove Sort right here, and select that, and it put it back in the default position. Right, next, in the 2A instructor table, click the last name arrow, and then click Sort Z to A. So here's the last name arrow, Sort Z to A, and you got it. And in the Sort and Filter group, click Remove Sort to clear the sort. So here's the Sort and Filter group again. Let's click Remove the sort like we did on the last one, and it'll take it back to the normal. That's it for number 7. Now on number 8, which deals with sorting records in a table on multiple fields. In the last name field, click in the first record. On the Home tab, in the Sort Filter group, click Ascending. So let's go to last name. Click in the first record right here on Woodard. So that's where we want it. And then on the Home tab, in the Sort and Filter group, click Ascending. So basically, we're ascending. We're sorting. Showing you 2 ways of sorting. So with the last name field still sorted in the first record, click the department field. Right click, so the department field here in the first record still, and then from the shortcut menu click Sort Z to A. So I'll show you another way to do it. Sort Z to A. There you go. See, I didn't click on department, I clicked on that first record still underneath department. So make sure you did that correct. Alright, number 8's done. Number 9 is creating a new select query and design view. On the ribbon, click the Create tab, and then in the query group, click Query Design. Here's the Create tab. Here's Query Group, sorry. And then Query Design is here. Select that. In the Show Table dialog box, double click the 2A instructor table, and then in the box, close it. So 2A instructor is already selected. Let's double click it and click Close. Point the lower right corner of the 2A instructor field, and then hold down the left mouse button, drag downward like you did before, and the right resize the field, displaying all the. You want to be able to see everything, so you're just going to drag that down, and you can do a little bit over. So there we go. In the 2A instructor field list, double click the rank, and then look at the design grid. So here's the rank, double click it, and then boom, it puts it right there for you. In the 2A instructor field list, point to the first name, hold down the left mouse button, and drag it. So it's going to do the same thing. We double click this one, we're going to drag the first name down here. When you see that little rectangle, that means you can let it go. So all I did was hold the left mouse button down and drag it. So that's another way to add fields to that area. In the Query 1 Query Design Grid, so here's the Query 1, and here's the Query Design Grid. In the field row, click the third column. So here's the field row. Here's the third column. Let's click it. And then click the arrow display from the list. Click last name to add fields. So there's 3 ways to add fields here. And we say last name. Correct. All right. In the 2A instructor field list, drag the office phone field to the 4th column of the Query Design Grid. So office phone, select it, drag it with the left mouse button held down. You see that rectangle underneath that arrow, or blend it in with that arrow, let it go, and there's your office phone right there. All right, next, in the 2A instructor field list, add the department field to the 5th column of the Query Design list. So you can do it any way you want. I'm going to double click it. There you go. All right, that's it for number 9. Number 10 is running, saving, and closing a query. On the Design tab, in the Results group, click Run to see the results at the answer to the question, what is the rank, first name, last name, office number, office phone number, and department of all the instructors in the 2A instructor table. So basically, it's already done. All you have to do is run it. In order to run it, you're already on the design tab. Here's the results. Here's the run. You'll be using that often. Remember, when you get this information, this is just simulation. This is no one's personal information. It's all made up, all right, just for this simulation. So let's select run, and there it is right there. And on the quick access toolbar, click save. Quick access toolbar is here. Here's the save disk. Now let's name it 2A instructor query. Instructors query. Alright, and then once you got that name, let's click OK. Click the File tab, click Print, and then click Print Preview. So here's the File tab here. Select that. Here's Print, and here's Print Preview. Alright, that's all for number 10. Number 11 deals with copying an existing query. So in the navigation pane, right-click your 2A instructor query, and then click Copy. 2A instructor query, right-click the mouse button, and then copy. And then down here, anywhere, right-click the blank spot, and click Select Paste. And then we're going to ask you what the name is. So you can use some of this sometimes, but a lot of times it doesn't take, so I end up having to retype it anyway. So just type it all out from scratch would be your best bet. 2A instructors, instructor IDs query. All right, 2A instructor IDs query, click OK. In navigation pane, double-click your 2A instructor ID query to display the results in the data view. IDs query, this one here. So it wants us to double-click. There we do, and it's displayed our information. So that was it for number 11. Number 12 is showing us how to modifying a design of a query. So the 2A instructor IDs query displayed in the design view. So here's 2A instructor ID query. When they say that, this way you can know where you're at. Point to the thin gray line, a bar above the office phone field. So here's the office phone. Here's the thin gray line. So point to the gray line section bar over the office phone field to display a down pointing arrow, and then click to the left of the column. Left of the column. So here we go. So we want this. So we want to what? Doesn't make sense. Let's try this again. Design view. Point to the thin gray selected bar above the office field to display a down pointing arrow, and click to select the column. Okay, so we want us to select the column first, and then press delete to remove the field from design. Okay, I was overthinking that one. So just basically, you're going to select that and then click the delete key, and then that column is gone. So point to the selection bar above the first name field and click to select the column. It's selected. In the selection column, point to the selection bar to display the pointer, and then drag to the right until a dark vertical line displays on the right side of the last name field. And so we're going to put this on the other side of the first name field. Arrow, hold it down, there it is, let it go, and we moved it to the right of the last name field. Alright. Okay, use the same technique you practiced to select the drag the department field. Scroll down the directions, and then release the mouse button. Use the same technique you practice to select and drag the department field so that it is positioned to the left of the rank field. So here's department. Let's select that, and to the left of the rank field. So we're going to put that first, and there's our dark line, and let it go, and there's department. All right. In the 2A instructor IDs query, drag the instructor ID field down to the first column in the design query. 2A instructor IDs. Instructor ID field. Got it. So basically we're going to put this first. So all you do is drag it down, And then when you have it this in this highlighted box anywhere in here where you see that rectangle and that pointer together like this, let it go, and it'll put it right there. All right, on the Design tab, in the Result group, click Run. So we're on the Design tab. Here's the Result group, and here's the Result group, and here's our Run button again, so we'll be using that. Let's click that. And there's our information, simulated information. And that's it for number 12. Number 13 deals with sorting query results. With the 2A department sort query displayed in design view, which it is, 2A department sort query, click in the sort row under last name, click the arrow, and then click ascending. So here's sort and last name, click the arrow and click ascending. Click in the sort row under first name, click the arrow and then click ascending. First name again and ascending. In the design grid, click in the sort row under department, click row, click the arrow, there's department, click the arrow, and then click descending. Alright. On the quick access toolbar, click save and then run the query. Save and then run. And there's your simulated information. Number 13 is complete. On to number 14, which is specifying text criteria in a query. In the 2A IST query design grid, which is here, as you can see, 2A IST query, click on the criteria row under department. Here is department, and here's your criteria row. Type in IST, capital, and then press enter. And you see it's got quotation marks automatically put around it. Under Query Tools, in the Design tab, so under Query Tools, in the Design tab, so here's Design tab, Query Tools, or the query type, Query Tools. Line here, but okay, let's go on. In the results group, click run. The results right here. Kill me with that. Let's click run. All right, that's it for number 14. 15 deals with specifying criteria and hiding the field in the query results. So in the 2A Professor query design grid, and here's our 2A Professor query, and we're in design grid. Click the criteria row under rank. So let's find rank and let's find criteria. Here it is. Type Professor, and then press enter. In the design grid, in the show row under rank, deselect that. So click to clear the checkbox. So just click here. So here's the show row, just so you know. So under the query tools on the design tab, in the results group, click run. So you're just going to run it again. And this is what basically is going to tell you which instructors have a rank of professor. So let's go run. And there we go. All right, that was it for 15. The final task is going to do with using a null criteria to find empty fields. So in the 2A no credit query design grid, so here's 2A no credit query. And here we are. Click the criteria row under credits. So here's credits. Here's the criteria row. And type in is null. Then press enter. And you'll see it puts, that didn't do it that time. Under query tools in the design tab, so we're going to run it again. Up here. And then we have our simulated information that does not contain any information on anyone. So that was it for your Microsoft Access 2A simulation training. Thank you for joining. And remember to, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel and smash that like button and leave a comment. If you're unable to do that, it means you have not set up your YouTube account. So please take less than a minute to set up your free YouTube account. It'll help you navigate freely and communicate better with other YouTubers and make it easier for you to find the videos that you like. All right? So thank you so much for joining. Take care and have a wonderful day.